Hey, good people. Hey, Bran.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. I'm excited. Happy Friday to all of y'all and happy season 2 of the Takeoff. Woo, woo, woo. Wait, I think we got some air horns this season.
Look at that.
Come on,
Come
sound
on, get
effects.
praise, wife.
We are in there and we are so excited to be back with the Takeoff for season 2. Thank y'all for sticking with us with all of the engagement. So many of y'all have asked when we were coming back. And here we are, y'all. We back. We are back. I am one of your co-hosts, Tia Cooper at Tia Takes the World. And I'm just so excited to be here with y'all. I love talk and travel with my girl, Bran. Bran, tell the people who you are.
Hey, everybody. My name is Brenlyn D. Mosby. Okay. I'm of Never Unpacked, and I'm super excited to be here back on live with my girl, Tia. So many things have happened. Super
Absolutely.
excited about being back for real.
Oh, and this is our first time seeing y'all for 2025. So happy New Year. I know it's already in February, but we ain't seen y'all this year. So happy 2025. Thank y'all for joining in with us. And without further delay, we're just gonna go ahead and jump into the show. So we're tackling a hot topic today, and I know some of y'all have experienced it firsthand, and that's travel shaming. Now, if you haven't heard of the term before, trust me, you've probably felt it. And let's be clear, this episode is not about pointing fingers. It's about breaking down judgment, having some laughs, and figuring out how we can all enjoy the journey, whether we're taking it or watching someone else do it. So we'll break down all of the things in this episode. But every episode, we like to start with a motivational quote that can get us going and might can take you through the day or the week. Bran, give us that quote.
All right. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Mhm.
Celebrate your own journey. And this
Mhm.
definitely this hits home in the last few weeks. I feel like
Okay.
it's natural to kind of compare what you're doing to
Mhm.
what everybody else is doing, but remembering that it's your pace in the race, right? So,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on comparison being the thief of joy?
I'm like you. I feel like it hits home a lot, especially being in like a creative space. We both are creators, what some people I guess would call influencers, and being in that space, you often have to do market research or you see other creatives and it's just like you don't want to think like dang, am I like this or am I not like this or do I have this, do I not have this? But as a humanistic feeling, sometimes it just gets to you and you can't compare. You have to find joy in the things that you do great and who you are and being you, and you have to expound and love on that, love on you, and celebrate your own journey. So I absolutely love that quote, and I'm gonna put it in my pocket and make sure I pull it out whenever I'm feeling a little bit down.
I've got something in my pocket.
It's a little bit of joy. I love it. I love it. So let's go ahead and jump into the show. We won't even belabor y'all. I like that word. We won't even hold y'all too long. But today, like I said, we're talking about travel shaming. So it's been popping up more and more in the world because social media is like so big. Like it just you see things and like we said, you compare things. Now, for those of us who don't know what this is, I'll break it down. So travel shaming is basically when people judge or criticize how somebody else chooses to travel. It can be about where they go, how they get there, how often they travel, or even why they are traveling. It can be that subtle. Or it can be not so subtle shade people throw at each other for not meeting their personal idea of what travel should look like. I don't know about anybody else, but it's giving unnecessary judgmental vibes. Or we listen and we do judge vibes. It's even giving borderline haters sometimes, depending on what it is. So let's go ahead and talk about why it's even a thing. Now, travel shaming is louder than ever, as I said, because social media is involved, in my opinion. Every scroll feels like it's a comparison or open space for other people to give their opinions and their judgments. Who went to the best place, who spent the most money, why are they even sharing that? And it can be exhausting. So the first thing I want to hit, Brand, do you think that social media is the biggest culprit here for travel shaming, or are there other reasons that people feel the need to judge or give their opinions about people's travels?
I feel like social media gets blamed for a lot of stuff, but I don't think travel shaming is in that wheelhouse. I
Okay.
think people travel shame for some it's lack of experience or lack of exposure.
Okay.
And I think others travel shame because they just feel elitist in the space. Right? Like they've done, I've done this. I've been there. Like, girl, first time to Paris. Like, you know, people I think are really or the culprit. Like, I don't think we should displace the blame here. Like, this is because of you.
It's who you are inside. It don't matter if social media was going to be there or not. This is who you are as a person.
Exactly. Very much so.
Okay. I mean, I definitely can agree with that. I'm not going to say that social media is a culprit, but I can say that sometimes I think that things are a trigger. Like, things trigger things that you might not even realize. You might not have realized that you had those feelings about people traveling or posting this and that and how they travel until you see it. And how else do most people see it besides socials or somebody sharing with you? Hey, Elle, how you doing, girl? Happy Friday. Y'all can leave comments. We would love to share it on the show. We appreciate that. But I agree with you, Brand, on that. We won't blame it all on social media, but I do think that it has a little piece in amplifying people's opinions because they feel like they have a platform to do it. So what I want to do is get specific.
Can I tag in? Go ahead. I was gonna say, girl. Just to get into that, like, I hear you about social media. I just feel like it was another way to put it in their face. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Almost like a newspaper, like, because it's in your face, now you have a comment for it. But I don't think it's the reason for it. It makes sense.
It makes sense. It does. But then to your point, is it putting it in people's faces? Does that make it? Are you a take this type of person because you put it on social media? And then is it on you?
No. I hear, I don't think it's on me, but I think social media is the place where we expose our truths, or for some people, their lies, whatever, however we want to look at it, right? And because we're exposing ourselves, it puts us up for judgment, whether that is of support or discontent, you know?
I feel you. I have to agree. And also, you know, my little caveat there with the social media. I agree for the most part, though, with what you're saying. I do think that people is just what's in you. What's in you is going to come out regardless, whether it's because of social media or whether not because of social media, because this just happened to show up on your timeline. Who you are is who you are. And that's a whole nother word for a whole nother day.
Who you are is who you are. All right, now.
Who you are. That is a word. Okay, so let's get specific about this thing. There are so many ways that travel shaming can show up. And I want to know if any of these hit home with our audience. So we'll go through some different ways that we've heard about or seen people travel shame. And y'all drop down in the comments. Let us know if you've experienced it, felt it, done it. It's okay. It's a judgment-free zone. I might side eye you, but it ain't really judgment. So the first one is destination shaming. So this is a classic one. Why would you go to Cancun? That's so basic. Or another trip to Miami. Be more creative. Like, let people like what they like and let them enjoy it. Have you heard this, Brand? Like, I don't understand it, but I've seen it. I've heard it. I felt it.
Yeah, for sure. I've definitely heard people. I haven't been to Tulum, but apparently the U.S. heavy crew, Tulum was like a hot spot, and people were like, "I'm sick of Tulum. Like, I'm tired of seeing it on my timeline. Like, that's what you chose.
Yeah,
like, it's so common. They almost common, right? Like,
yeah.
So I've heard a bit of shaming there. When you said this, I low-key had to self-reflect. Like, do I be shaming people when I ask? Like, sometimes I be asking why not the shame, but like, why think small? Like, when you
but what's small? What's small? You're thinking small.
Put my small in air quotes for people who can't see me. I know Tia's TikTok fam is on today. Small,
hey,
like,
TikTok.
You know, like, folks be like, I had a friend, her mom was like, she was like, I don't do no international travel. I just go to Vegas because I can go to Paris and Rome and all that.
All of them places up and down the strip.
all in one day. And I just kind of feel like, do your close one, but you know, you can hit this and this and this if you do this. Like that is,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm trying to shame you. I think I'm just trying to amplify
Help.
what you got going on.
Understandable. I can see that. I can see that. That is so funny. She say, I'm going to Vegas because I can go everywhere. Eiffel Tower, got it.
Go around the
Everything right
world
here on the
in a
strip.
weekend.
I love that. I love that. I mean, I surprisingly so, I get destination shamed about me telling people to visit the UAE. So, and it is kind of shocks me. And I think most of the people that say something about it, I feel like they are living out of fear or out of their own ignorance because they don't know about the UAE. And if you don't know the UAE, that's Abu Dhabi, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. That is the country that Dubai is in. Dubai is not the country, FYI. Okay. UAE is the country. So when I tell people you should go to the UAE, everybody done been to the UAE. Have you? Who? Who cares if everybody else went? So that destination shaming, I definitely get that. But now that I just now said that back, maybe I'm shaming a little bit because my answer back to them, have you been? Like, but it's not a shame. It's just like, how you giving information on something that you don't know? How you judging from the outside of the club? What Chris Brown say? You can't even get in. You ain't even been in the club. How are you talking about the club? So I definitely see that, but it can be so annoying. And I feel like popularity doesn't necessarily mean that it's unworthy if it's not super popular, or if it is super popular, that doesn't mean that it's unworthy of people going. People are going for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It obviously is good. So I think people travel for personal joy, or they should travel for personal joy and not necessarily to impress other people. And I also think that travel is subjective, and a basic spot for one person could be someone else's dream. You know what I mean? And I think I put this later on in my show notes, but like for destinations, Brand loves Paris. She has mentioned that on the show. That is her place. Not somewhere I have to go back to. It is not somewhere that I have to go back to.
They also kicked me out though. They ain't never kicked me out. I might feel different if they would have kicked me out too.
Now that was the first time. After I went, I got to experience it for myself, and my opinion is I can do with or without it. Not I was a shamer in my past life. I'm involved in. Listen, I feel like we all have a level of judgment and shaming in us. We just got to be honest about that thing. So thank you for being honest, Elle. I appreciate that. That's our followers over there on YouTube.
Elle travels in her own right. She lives in Dubai. She's good conversation. We'd love to have you on the show, Elle, one day to share your take on different things. We also had another comment come in from Facebook. This lovely Shalea said, meanwhile, I'm just trying to get some stamps.
Period. Period. That's it. Get your stamps, live your life. Don't listen to nobody else, and don't let nobody else shame or judge you. I love it. Get them stamps.
Don't let us shame you either, because apparently we got a little shame.
And did not realize it. Did not realize it at all. All right. So we're going to move on to another one. And just as a tip, I believe overall that travel is personal. And there's no right or wrong way to explore the world. It's whatever you want to do in your heart. Don't let anybody shame you, even if it's us. All right. So let's move on to another popular shaming topic: luxury versus budget travel shaming. Now, this one is a real divide. I've heard people say, oh, you stayed in a hostel, that's so low budget, versus it must be nice to afford a 5-star resort, or I would never waste my money on a hotel just because of its name or its popularity. And it's like, you can't win either way. Do you want me to, where do you want me to stay? What do you want me to do? You want me to stay in a hostel? You want me to stay in this 7-star hotel? What do you want from me? And y'all, people that judge folks for staying, the people that judge folks for staying in all-inclusives. I love all-inclusive, so maybe that's why I'm offended. But it's people out there like that as well. So what are your thoughts about that, Brandy? You have no, I know you don't got a preference. I know you'll stay where the vibes are. Tell the people about that. What are your feelings?
Now, I do draw the line at certain things. I believe in doing your research. Every community is not a hostile research. It becomes hostile. I mean, not research. Every community is not a hostile community. Some of them are hostile communities. So you got to be careful with that. I haven't really, to be honest, I haven't experienced this on my end. I haven't had anybody say, like, shame me for the places I've stayed. If anything, people have just been really inspired, I think, by the span of styles I like to stay in. Because I'll do an Airbnb, I'll do a hostel, I'll do a nice luxury hotel, I'll do an all-inclusive resort. It just kind of depends on where I'm staying and what I'm getting into. Because, you know, I mean, travel is travel, and this is how you experience those places. Even from, there's people that love to cruise, right? I don't cruise as much as other people because I think the rooms are tiny. That's a little tiny space.
They are tiny spaces on cruises, but for the most part, I feel like people that go on cruises, they don't really be in their rooms. Like those people that talk about like in hotels, like hotel don't matter, we're not even gonna be in the room. Yeah, whatever. On cruises, I feel like that is the thing. You're not really in your room unless you're sleeping. You're out on the docks, like dancing, meeting other people. You out on the excursion. So for cruises,
I just don't want to feel like I'm back in Barbie Hall and my hands, I reach out and I can touch both sides of the wall at one time. Like,
it sounds like you need an exclusive suite, babes.
When the budget gets there, maybe I'll feel better about cruises. But I'm not saying I won't cruise because I actually have a cruise. Shameless plug.
Throw it in there, girl.
Hosting a cruise this summer. So those of you interested, honey, DM us, hit me up in the DMs at Never Unpacked. Hit up Tia Takes the World. I'm pretty sure she got some trips going on this year as well. So, you know, but no, I just you know, I haven't experienced that, and I definitely don't shame people on where they stay. Now, I do stay in my lane, okay? Because there's some meaning you gotta travel with people with the like budget. Like we can't, our budgets need to be parallel at least in the same book. Because sometimes you travel with people and they budget are not that we not in the same book in our budget. You know what I'm saying? I had a friend who went to Israel. And I was gonna pop over because I was in Dubai and I was like, oh, the flight will be cheap. She told me where she was staying. I was like, baby. I look for my normal options. I ran through the list. I said, oh, this is why the flight's so cheap because the hotel is I might have to be a hotel because I'm telling you that thing was pricey. Okay.
I love that take though. I love how you said that you need to travel with people who are similarly aligned with your budget, because you'll end up on a trip with some of your friends and it's like, wait, the budget is what now? We didn't discuss this. We're going to a dinner that costs how much? We did not discuss all of these things. So I think that it's so crazy. You know, that people, not even crazy. I think it's something that you don't think about. When you're traveling with your friends, most of the times you like, this, my friends, we're going to have a good time. You don't think about the fact that sometimes y'all are outside of each other's tax brackets.
That part.
Or each other's travel brackets. And that can be, our budgets can't be unequally yoked. Come on, Brittany. There it is. It cannot be unequally yoked. We got to be on the same page.
Honey, she speaks a word from the depth.
Come on, sister.
Oh, honey.
Yes, the leader of the Deaconess Board. We appreciate that word. But no, you should. This is a word in travel, period. Y'all need to be equally yoked with the people that you travel with, because you show up. What was that? I think it was a travel story last summer, or it was sometime in 2024, where the girls went on a trip and was talking about their friend didn't have no money or something like that, and she couldn't do none of the excursions and cruises and not cruise excursions and activities and stuff that they had, and they was just like, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm like, did y'all not discuss this beforehand? Nobody sent out an itinerary with pricings? Like,
you know, transparently, I have been the broke friend on a trip. I have been. I've been very broke on a trip. I was all the way in Jamaica broke on a trip. My very first international trip, and teaching in North Carolina, this doesn't pay nothing. Okay, ain't pay me nothing. And it was interesting because probably too much of my business. I was transitioning with my teaching license, so some stuff got deducted right before the trip. Like, so what I planned to have in my pocket,
what you had.
I didn't have that. Now, were the girls aware that I was broke Brandlin on this trip with them? I don't know, but I definitely declined a variety of different activities. So I have definitely been the broke friend. However, I had zero expectations of people staying back with me or paying for anything, because the beautiful part was we stayed at an all-inclusive resort. And I remember saying we were not like doing like what's the word? We weren't doing a ton of the resort activities. So in my head, I was just like, well, I won't make it to, I think it's Dunn's Fall or whatever it's called. I won't make it over there, but I'll do something on the resort because that is paid for. That was already. So I won't shame the broke girls that have popped up on the trip, but now don't be going up there and asking folk for money now.
Now, let me ask you this, Brand, since you was the broke friend on this trip, you weren't broke, you just wasn't as blessed as you needed to be for the activities. You weren't blessed as you needed to be. Thank God for all inclusive. Okay, come on, Brittany.
Amen. I know what was in my bank account. I feel like Cat Williams. You know I'm gonna be there. Like,
so how did that work out with you and everybody on your trip? Did they shame you? Was it like, oh, okay, girl, you can't go on this excursion, we'll catch you later? Or was it like, no, girl, you done came all the way out here and you ain't doing nothing? Was it a bombastic side eye
in my face? They might have talked about me in private, but they didn't say nothing to my face. But they were real cool. I think at some point I talked like, not because I think they asked like, oh, so you're not gonna do this? And I was like, nah, I'm actually waiting for some money to clear. Once it clear, I'm back in there like swimwear. But you know, I said no, I was like, but literally, I was like, no, I am good.
So then another question that I have with that, and this is for the audience. I'm curious because I told you about the Instagram or the video that I saw about the girl that could not do the things or whatever. So then my next question is, so should your friends, I mean, they knew you was transitioning in between paychecks. That's what we're going to say. You was in between paychecks. You was transitioning.
Did you try to clean this up? Because I definitely just told the world I was broke Brandon on this trip. My God, broke Brandon. She keep trying to tell me what level of broke I was. And she said, no, you was transitioning.
Okay. You was transitioning to your rich girl, to your soft girl era. You weren't broke. So I'm wondering for the people out there when this happens, because I mean, I've been the broke friend, but I wouldn't let nobody know it. Like, it wasn't I ain't had no money. It was that I don't feel like doing this, or let me see how I can make these 2 pennies turn into $2 so that I can go on this excursion. But for those friends, because I have had friends that were the broke friends on the trip or the transitional friends on the trip, and I'm Brandon, you know me. I'm like, oh, how much you need? Let me throw you this $20 up. And how your grandma do? Shake your hand and then put the $20 in your hand. Like, don't spend it all in one place, baby. Do y'all feel obligated to do that sometimes? Or do you feel bad when your friend can't experience everything that you're experiencing on the trip? Like, how does that work?
Listen, if you need help, you better say you need help. Now, but on top of that, you can't be tripping with everybody, right? So I have heard stories of some friends and they be looking like, so why you here if you ain't got it? Right? Like, no, like in real life, back in undergrad when Miami was a popular spot and the girls used to hop over to Miami, somebody went on the trip broke. I did not go on the trip. I was 1,000% a broke college student for sure. I thought I was a broke teacher, but I was really a broke college student.
Okay? Shout out again to Next Level for making those spring break trips happen. Shout out to North Carolina A&T. Next Level. Appreciate
two different levels of broke. These folks used to just go to Miami. Like, they used to be like the Nouveau girls. Y'all remember Nouveau? Used to be the Nouveau girls. Honey, somebody did look up one day and was like, why are you here? Like, you ain't got it. And that was when I've been to 0 other countries. Mm-hmm. And that's when I realized our budgets need to align. So I feel like it really depends on who you with. I travel with some folks that they just, you know, they don't mind helping pick up the tab and you get them later. That's kind of how some of us got like, oh, something didn't clear. No worries. We got you. You gonna eat. Like, but then there's some people, some folks we travel with, they mean. You got to know your travel crew, your travel tribe. Like, you can't travel with everybody. Like, there's some people I remember early on that I was like, I just don't trust you. Like, I didn't say that out loud to them, but I could.
But in your heart of hearts, in your soul.
I can't trust you on this trip. I need to be able to take care of my own. I think Elle even chimed in too. Brittany chimed in. She said, I would help my friend as long as she went out there ordering lobsters. Okay.
Hello, somebody.
Now you need to order like you eating at McDonald's. Not like
she said, I would chicken finger her down though, baby. You want some French fries from McDonald's? You need some nuggets? Okay, an extra value meal. You can get the value meal, order extra, but not no lobsters.
Elle says she hasn't experienced that yet, not that she know of, but she shall offer it. She got. I believe she will. I trust you, Elle. You wouldn't let me starve. Okay.
Yeah, I know some people traveling with, they not offering a thing, but I also know those same people, if they needed it, will be looking at you like,
you gonna help?
Which you gotta know who you travel with. And I put my business out there telling folk I'm help. That was me back in 2024, not 2025. Don't look at me for nothing. That ain't my ministry no more.
I'll help you if I got it now. If I ain't got it now, if I only these coins have names, okay?
Okay. Name them. They got names on it. Name them.
They be named in advance.
I did want to share this comment also from Instagram. They said no Airbnb or hostels for me. I'm definitely looking at you crazy if you go to hostels. Travel shaming. Why does it have to be that way? Airbnbs now, they've changed over the years, I will say. But I've been to a night. I've only stayed in one hostel, like stayed the night there. But I've seen other people in hostels, and I was considering even staying in some. My first only hostel was in Amsterdam, the Flying Pig. Baby, had a time. I had a room with my friends. It was right in the center, like of central Amsterdam. Like you could just go out, walk, and do your thing, whatever you was doing. It was a vibe. It was a time, and I might have only paid less than $100 for my stay there. It was fine. So, okay, Sincere, the great NYC. I see you shaming me and judging us, but I ain't judging nobody.
I've done hostels too. I've done hostels in Japan. We probably about to get in. This is probably a good transition because we listed stuff now. You don't say Amsterdam, and I said Japan. I did the treehouse in Bali. That was a hostel experience.
But it depends on what it is, right? Like different ones have different vibes. So I don't think you could just say like, oh.
Now it is not made for people who want to travel with 150 pounds of luggage.
Absolutely not. Unless you get one of those single rooms. Those single rooms sometimes can fit that type of stuff.
Sometimes I feel like those single rooms cost as much as a hotel. And for that, I'd be like, I should go to a hotel.
Sometimes it just depends. Hostel sounds hostile, baby, and that ain't where the Lord called me. Britt, you never tried it, but I ain't here to convince nobody to try to know different accommodation experiences.
We got folks that said they had great hostel experiences in Portugal and Iceland. Would definitely do again. Same. Okay. Yeah.
To each his own, everybody.
Maybe you're opening your palette. What was the lovely's name? Shanice? Sincere. Maybe we're opening your palette, Sincere.
Yeah, just maybe give it a try or don't. The thing about traveling is that, as I said before, it's your own. It's your personal experience. So do what you want to do and live in color. All right.
That's a good transition though, ain't it though?
Isn't it? So, both styles have their place, in my opinion, and apparently in our opinion, both of our opinions, they should align with your goals, not somebody else's. I believe focusing on your experiences over your expenses is something that you should think about. It's not always about how much you spent, but what you gained. But in a sense, I could be shaming people by saying that, someone may get an experience by spending a bag down at YSL in Paris. That may be your thing. So do whatever is good for you. It's all subjective and it's your journey. So make it your own. And I believe that a great takeaway from this one is that instead of shaming, you should just focus on learning from and or celebrating how others approach their travels. It's so much that you could learn from another person's perspective. But moving on to the next one. I've been shamed on. Brandon, I don't know if you've been shamed on it, but it's something that's pretty popular around in the travel sphere. And that's travel resume sharing. People get so upset when you share your travel resume. I don't know why. So this one is basically sharing how many countries that you've traveled to, how many states that you've traveled to, how long you've lived abroad, if that's your judge also. And for some reason, this really seems to grind people's gears and they don't have a problem sharing that with other people. I've seen it online that people are like, why are you sharing how many countries you've traveled to? It's giving pick me vibes. And I'm just like, is it? I'm just telling y'all. Just telling you how many places I've been to. But okay. All right. So sharing travel achievements can be inspiring if it's done with humility. So is it okay to celebrate your milestones, or is that giving too much?
I think
Brand?
1000% is okay to share your milestones. You know, and I'm hearing you, and I really feel like, dang, people was doing you like that. Stop all them followers over there. Increase the
Listen,
audience. You know,
listen.
I will honestly say I've never been travel shamed for the places I've been. That has never been an experience. Now, people might be trying to shame me in private, but they sure ain't shame me in public. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe they need to keep it that way. I don't know, but
Yeah.
you know, I haven't had that experience. I have shared my account. And I feel like every time I've shared my account, and sometimes I have a note in my phone where I keep track
Mm-hmm.
of countries I've been to, the number and the month and the year that I go. And every time I
Mm-hmm.
share that on Instagram, somebody always says to me, like, man, 2017 was like, that was a popping year for you. Okay, I've never been to this place. Like, I've gotten way more encouragement of keeping it up,
Yeah.
and people saying like, oh, where's this place? Oh, I saw you went here. Can you share information about that? Than I have gotten for like, why you telling us where you been?
Mm-hmm.
But I also think this kind of comes from that elitism attitude, because you said you've experienced this, but from
Mm-hmm.
a specific area, right?
What do you mean a specific area?
Like the person saying it is somebody very, very well traveled, or did
Yeah.
this come from people who haven't been anywhere? No
No, it's
shade.
not coming from people who haven't been anywhere or haven't traveled as much as I have. It's from people who also travel a lot. And it confuses me. I'm still confused to this day. Like what's your problem? I don't understand it, because as you said, like most people, well, I've never, besides these, I have two people that are specific that, and I will be honest, it never has been a direct Tia. I can't believe you sharing that. It's been after I post, oh, this is my 50th country. It's like, I can't believe people would that, like, why do you share how many countries? I'm just like, girl, say it to my face. But nobody directly has said it to me, but everybody directly said, well, not everybody, but a lot of people directly say to me, that's dope. I love watching your experience. Keep on sharing. Like Britt said, like it's not an overwhelming amount of people who shame, but because I know that there's a couple out there that do, then there's got to be more. And I just don't understand it, because like, who am I hurting? But I also can understand that sometimes people talk in silence, and maybe that is just a part of, I don't know, that part of demographic that's like, maybe I haven't been there or done that much, so it tickles a angry part in my soul. I don't know. It's very interesting though. It was interesting when I heard about it, and I was just like, because I know me and you both share those things online. So let us know in the comments. I'm curious. Do y'all share your milestones? Whether you've gone to Mexico 5 times, whether you've gone to 5 countries, 2 states, 40 states, well, 40 states, however many, whatever. Do you share that? And what is the response that y'all get from people from that? Ooh, judging others' travel choices diminishes the joy and diversity of the travel experiences. That is a tip right there. That is really good. Okay, so we have a little bit more time, so we're gonna hit a couple more. Brand, did you have anything else on that travel resume sharing?
Nah, y'all gonna get this count. Y'all gonna get this information, and I hope you like it, and I hope you love it. And if you don't, you should keep scrolling.
It's easy. Just a swipe. Quick swipe. So the next one that we're going to hit on is frequency travel. Okay. This one is one that a lot of y'all, I've seen people, I'm just like, what you mad for? So people are quick to comment or say, you going back to such and such place again? Or what's so wrong? Like, I don't understand, like, what's so wrong with enjoying a place? So for me, I went to Mexico for the first time for my wedding. Mexico was my favorite country before I ever traveled there. I knew I would be going back. And I've been back since my wedding. And I'm going to go back again. I haven't been to Tulum. I want to go back despite what people say. So I've seen these people that are like, I can't believe you're going back there again. One of my clients goes to Jamaica every year, 1 to 3 times a year. She loves Jamaica. I found myself one time asking her, why are you going back to Jamaica? Do you know I can book you somewhere else? I can book you anywhere else in the world. And it wasn't a shame. It was just, why do you keep on going back there? And she was like, I just love it. I love the people. I love it. And I said, you know what? Fair enough. Do your thing. Enjoy. Thank you for your business. So I wasn't shaming, but I was getting close to the line because I was confused about it. Have you ever gotten that? Because I know you'll repeat a place. You don't mind.
Oh, I mean, I definitely, there's a few people that I guess they have a little shameful tone about when I repeat locations, or they can't understand why I'm going back to Paris, or why I would double back to a country. But I mean, they kind of keep it short and brief, and I appreciate them for keeping it short and brief, because the last time I checked, you ain't paid for not one flight, you ain't paid for no hotel, you ain't paid for not one meal, you didn't pay for not one activity, experience, or an excursion. You didn't purchase one outfit in advance. You didn't pay for one photographer.
Preach.
So as far as I'm concerned, you can keep your shame and your 2 cents, because that ain't helped me do nothing. Like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? But I just kind of feel like, you know me. And then I also think for me, I've been doubling back places because I'm a different traveler than I was the first time I went there. I'm a different person than I was back then. And then also experiencing places BC, AC after COVID. So that's also new for me. And it's crazy, even for certain new experiences, like new travel. Like I was thinking about traveling next week before Beyonce dropped a whole tour on us. And I really was going back and forth, like, ooh, should I go to Egypt? Because social media wasn't what social media was back then. You know what I'm saying? So should I go back and get some new video footage? Because I don't have it. I just got the pictures, and it feels different nowadays when you see people with their reels and their drones out. So it's like, hey, maybe I need to stop back in Egypt. Or do I go to Budapest and go to a new place? Like, yeah, I don't know. But we have some different comments that are coming in. I know one person right here said they would go back to Tanzania. They haven't found another place other than Louisiana that they would travel to again, and they would also do Turkey again for the hot air balloons. I think that's a important statement, and I know I'm talking, so jump in, Tia. But I think that's an important statement. I mean, Tia kind of alluded to it as well. Hopping back to places to experience things in those areas that you didn't do the first time around. Like, so for example, I keep going back to Paris, but I don't. Unless I'm somebody's new traveling with me, I only do the tourist circuit if somebody's new going with me. But in real life, the last time I went to Paris, I found a workshop to make a bag out of old Hermes and Chanel fabrics and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, find new experiences when you go to these places, because you didn't see everything in that first weekend you went.
Right. I agree. And especially for me, because I'm on a mission, like, it is my goal, y'all. I want to be one of the first 10 Black women that's documented to travel to every inhabitable country, every country that we can hit. I want to be one of the first 10. There have been some amazing women that have done it already. Shout out Jessica, being the first. And because of that, I do lots of quick trips. So, like, less than a week sometimes. And I don't know about y'all, but traveling to a place less than a week, you don't get to experience everything that there is to experience in that place. So yeah, if that mean that, like, I've been to Egypt 3 times now, I think. Thailand 3 times because I love it so much, and because there's more to experience. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, why the part of shaming? What are you mad for? What are you upset for that I'm going back to experience it? And I think that the question overall for shaming in any of these arenas is, like I just said, what are you mad for? This is my trip. Why are you upset? So I totally get people revisiting places, but I don't understand the frequency travel shaming part of it. Like, what are you mad for? Why are you mad that I'm going back? I totally get, because one person did say, when I had mentioned that I was going back to, or I wanted to go back to Thailand because I enjoyed it so much. Well, why don't you go to this place? This place is like Thailand, but it's better because whatever. And I'm just like, because I want to go to Thailand. I want to go back to Thailand. I like Thailand. The place that you're talking about is more expensive. It might be like it. Thailand is cheap. I love the food. I like the people. I want to go back. to Thailand. So I get people's perspective of wanting you to go see and do more, but also I want to see and go do what I want to see and go do. So
Right.
be gone.
Right. And then, there's just new experiences. Like I went to Bali, BC before COVID, but Bali after COVID was a whole different level of a vibe. And I was a different traveler.
You're
New
a different
experience.
person.
I am. We was villa hopping. I didn't do that the first time I went to Bali. We stayed for 2 weeks this time because I knew better. Like I just knew more things. Even to you, I was thinking when you were talking about your client who loves to go back to Jamaica. Even for me, sometimes when I revisit a place, it's the familiarity of it. Like I think even with you, when you went with us to, I want to say went with us, we planned a girls trip to see Beyonce's tour for the Renaissance album. And you were very adamant about eating at this one particular like I'm not saying we went out of our way to get there, but it won't end the way. We definitely went to this particular restaurant, and I was like, it's like she is very like we have to eat here. Like
was it not delicious?
And then told us that that if you don't have to go with me. Like I will go eat here and then I can meet you guys somewhere. Like we were like, well, hey, if it's this kind of good, well, you gonna leave the group. But we want to figure out what it is too, man. Like, so we trying to eat with you. Anyway, getting to where I paused there, it was absolutely amazing. It is definitely one of those places now on my Amsterdam list. Like if I'm in town, it'd be like, oh yeah, we should stop at this particular restaurant. So I think familiarity of it is like changes the game for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a very good point. Okay, so anybody in the comments, y'all let us know y'all's thoughts and all of the things. The comments have been jumping today. We really appreciate y'all's engagement. If you on the replay gang, make sure that you put replay gang. If you on it live, #live. We would love to know how y'all are tuning in. So what I want to say next is that we're going to move into our travel sins and confessions. We've kind of already hit this a little bit. All right. We've kind of hit it just a little bit because some of y'all have told us your confessions about travel and how you kind of judge people, what you a little bit ashamed of, all of the things. And we're not judging. Okay. Nobody is judging you too much, maybe a little bit. So we want to talk about and confess some of the things that we don't like or that we may judge for in travel. So the first thing that I want to talk about, and I want y'all to put in the comments, I want you to confess, have you ever judged someone for where or how they travel? You want to go first, Brandon, or you want me to go?
You can go first.
Okay. So what I judge is people who actually travel to places and call the cities countries. I be looking at y'all. Now it's different if you okay, example. People that travel to Dubai and say, yeah, I went to Dubai, it was whatever. And they'd be like, oh, what country is that? And they'd be like, it's Dubai. No, it's not. Dubai is not a country. Or even some people do that with Paris. Say that Paris is a country. And it's like, I'm not judging. I just want you to do better. Okay, I am judging a little bit because if you've been there, then I feel like there's a level of research that you should do with the places that you travel to. Like, if you haven't been there, fair enough. Like, I am geographically challenged. I don't know, sometimes east, west, north, south. I hope I never get stranded anywhere because wouldn't know how to read a compass, wouldn't know how to find my way back home. Northern Star, where is that? What is that? Okay. So I get it. And I give you grace if you've never been. But if you travel to a place, you have a level of responsibility to at least know the country that you travel to. So yes, I'm judging. That's my confession. What about you, Brand? Have you ever judged someone for where or how they've traveled?
I think I really I guess is judging, but I just kind of feel like I do squint eye with people who want to keep it real close in the pocket, like
what you
close
mean?
country. Like I feel like some of my U.S. friends, like, can y'all leave North America? Like, it's okay. It's okay. I don't think it's judgmental. Maybe it is, but
You have aspirations for them. You want them to do better.
I just feel like there's so much more world to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying you can't keep going to Mexico. That's not what I'm saying. Right. I'm not saying you can't keep going to your Cancuns or your Jamaicas. Just mix it up a bit.
Go somewhere else. Try something else out. Try something new. Try something
7 hours and make it to Europe. And just, go have sangria and margaritas and some of these other, these other little countries.
Okay, maybe a little judgy, but not so much. You just want them to do better. I can take that. I take that.
Expand your horizon.
So the next one is, what's your pettiest travel-related annoyance with others? So what really annoys you?
I got two annoyances, but I'm gonna try to keep it to my top one. I do have two.
Okay, so you do your first one, then I'll go, and then you throw your last one in there if you still got it.
So my first annoyance is, first of all, TSA pre-check don't exist everywhere. Okay, it don't exist everywhere. And so for those of you that are coming through countries that do not have TSA pre-check, why y'all got on all these clothes? Do you not know we got to go through security? You knew better than to wear that belt. Why you got this watch on with these steel-toe boots getting on somebody's plane?
Maybe some work meeting. Maybe they're going to a work meeting, Brand. Maybe that's why they have on a belt. Maybe their pants were too big.
Get a drawstring. And if you gotta have on a belt, because I get it, some of your waist don't match your hips.
Not the hips don't lie.
I get it. You had to go up, so you gotta cinch the waist. I get that. Mm-hmm. Be prepared. Why you got 30 things in your hand coming up on the security check? Like, you should be unbuckling them pants like somebody is paying for your services.
Now, I give out grace. So playing devil's advocate a little bit. Now, you wanted these people to go expand their horizons. You just said on the last one, go expand your horizons. Sometimes people just don't know. Sometimes they don't know that you have to go through all of these things through pre-check. Through TSA.
9/11, every airport has looked like this. What are we saying?
Okay, quick story time. Best friend, I'm so sorry if you watch it. I love you so much. We went to Vegas. This was before COVID.
BC.
This was BC, before COVID. And we all had a carry-on bag. Didn't have a check bag, had a carry-on bag. And she had this big bottle of this, I can't remember if it's Victoria's Secret or Bath and Body Works lotion. And baby, when they scanned that bag, they took that lotion out and threw it away. When I say steaming from her ear, she was so mad. I was like, best friend, why would you pack that big old bag of lotion? It was a limited edition lotion, and they had just stopped the limitedness of it. So I don't think they ever came back around with that lotion. So she was pissed. I was like, why would you put that in that bag? She had no idea. She just didn't know. You don't know what you don't know.
She can upgrade lotions. Okay. Like, that might have been limited, but we can put you in some new fragrances. But still, post 9/11, all the sizes decreased. Belts had to come off. Shoes had to come off. What are we actually?
Since it's this confession corner, I just told my best friend, let me tell him myself, because if Brittany Sweet is watching this, then she gonna probably tell me anyways. We went on a trip. I can't remember, Jamaica, somewhere, DR, girls trip. Everybody said, bring your carry-on liquor. Okay. At the time, I was on Henny real good. All right. Brought my carry-on Henny. Now, to me, carry-on meant if it could fit in this bag, a Ziploc bag. I turned that Henny to the side and it fit in the Ziploc bag. Baby, when we got up there and that TSA agent said, this is too big, all of them turned around and looked at me just like you just did. And I said, so I can't take this with me? They said, no, it is too. We told you to get a carry-on size bag. I said, it fit in the zip. Y'all said, put it in the Ziploc bag. They said, we meant little airplane bottles. I said, so what I'm supposed to do? Now, at this time, I wasn't a broke college student. I was transitioning to my soft life. I was in the middle, but I wasn't about to throw away no It had to be about this big. They said, you can either go drink it or we're going to throw it away. I said, well, who coming with me to the bathroom? Because I'm not throwing away this Henny.
Drunk as a skunk on the flag.
Man, I was warm. I wasn't drunk. My body was warm though. I didn't throw away that bottle of Henny. But to people's point, to be fair, you don't know what you don't know, and I didn't know. So, not you shame to me. It's confession. We listen and we don't judge, Brandlin.
I mean, I'm not ashamed of you. I'm not ashamed of you.
Sounds like you're ashamed for me.
I mean, I know your feelings was hurt that you had to get rid of that liquor though. I ain't even, let me tell you, I don't even have to give you any shame because I know that probably still irks you to this day.
Which is why I just brought it up.
Let me tell you, I don't know. This is one of my friends who don't let a good drink go to waste. So the fact that she had to get rid of a whole bottle, I don't gotta be ashamed of her. She shamed herself. She ain't never did that again.
Ever did that again. Whew. Okay, let me do my pettiest travel annoyance. When people stand up immediately when the plane stops, aggravates me to no end. Because where are you going? The doors are closed. The door is closed. Where are you going? You're not going anywhere. Now, I will say I brought this up to one of our homegirls, and she's taller. And she mentioned that she stands up because her legs is hurting. And I got a new perspective of that when she said that. And I said, that makes sense.
You. They be some midgets.
I'm still annoyed. I'm still annoyed because where are you going?
Yeah, why are you up?
So I get it. I get the different perspective. Did you have your second one that you wanted to do?
Yeah, my second one was very minor to all of these. My second one is I just really get annoyed with people who don't put their headphones in when we travel. Like, I don't want to be a part of whatever YouTube hole you've gone down, whatever sitcom you're watching, whatever podcast you're listening to. And I've recognized that some people have headphones and they don't use them. And then because they don't want to use them, they don't like using them. But so they make us, and when I tell you I stare.
Not you be giving a death stare.
Because what are we listening to then? We might as well.
No, we might as well not. No, don't do it. It's rude. It's rude. And I love the airplane attendants who are like, no, you need to turn that down. Or no, we don't do that here. Put your headphones in. And if you don't have headphones, you don't need to be listening to anything. Nobody wants to hear it.
If people's children can come on there with they Baby Beats by Dre, you for sure can have a little pod in your ear.
Listen.
For sure.
And I thought about one more. I put this on my stories actually when I was talking about us coming to the show, and I just realized how much it annoyed me after I said it. And I don't know. This is one of those things that we asked before in a travel shaming. If it doesn't bother them, why does it bother me? But when people don't have their shoes on walking around the airport or on the airplane, I'm gonna leave that there. We said we was gonna do a part 2 of our travel pet peeves. We need to bring that around sooner than later because I got some things to get off my chest apparently. But y'all without y'all shoes, going to the bathroom,
walk around the plane with no shoes on. It's something totally different when you go in that bathroom. Because one lady, I might have looked at her funny. She definitely, I should put my shoes on, shouldn't I? Mm-hmm.
Not you shamed her into.
I can't help it. It came from my mama. It was the look.
It was the look. You ain't got to say nothing but your face said it all. Absolutely.
You should.
You absolutely should. You absolutely don't want should. To.
No judgment. Meanwhile.
Judging.
On this bathroom. Nasty.
What are you doing? Ugh, that's gross. Oh, okay. So make sure that y'all put in the comments, in the chat, whether you're live gang, replay gang, some of the things that annoy you or that you judge people on or shame people about when they travel. Keep it 100, keep it a buck. It's okay. We're not judging too much. Not too much. But go ahead and put it in the comments. So we are going to go ahead and move right along in the show. We appreciate y'all for being so engaged. As I said, thank y'all for commenting all of the things. We really love to interact with y'all while we're on the show. And we will also repost you if you commented anything while on the replay gang. We'll put you on our social media. So don't be afraid. Now, this part of the show is our celebration time. This quote, I love it so much. It says, don't wait for someone else to clap for you. Be your own standing ovation. You deserve to celebrate every win, big or small, because nobody knows the grind better than you. So Brandon and I will just give you a celebration that we have either from the past week, 2 weeks, month, whatever it happens to be, that we really want to highlight. And I'll go first. So my celebration for this week, about 2 weeks ago, I think this is week 3. I joined a mastermind accelerated boot camp for marketing with the amazing Jakaya Brown Chow, who is like a marketing genius, supermind. She used to be and still is in her own right a travel influencer with the Travel and Fro, and she's just amazing. She is on a mission to amplify Black women by helping them to amplify themselves and their brands and their businesses. So shout out to Hustle to Ease Brand Boot Camp. Shout out to you, Jakaya. I appreciate everything that you've poured into me over these past 2 weeks. I can't wait to continue through this course and invest in yourselves. Like Braylon and I both are business women, and we believe in being successful. And sometimes to be successful, you have to invest in yourself and invest in time, whether it be time, money, your space, your capacity, your mind, whatever. I've had to say no going to places. I've had to spend a little bit extra time working on this and my business. So it's been absolutely worth it. And celebrating you, Jakaya, and me, because I know it's going to be a success. So shout out. Where's my applause? We got some new sound effects this season, so I gotta get used to the things. Yeah. Brand, what you got?
So last year, 2024, I went home for homecoming, and it was so many Aggies that just really poured into me, just talking about, we see you, what you're doing, and just is what you're doing is big and it's really good. We appreciate you sharing. And I thought it was funny because it was a whole bunch of people that said this, right? I ain't never seen them like a post. I ain't seen them subscribe to nothing, but they supporting me, and I love them Aggies for that, right? And I say all of that to say, it really is manifesting itself in 2025. Started the year off with a ton of proposals for travel, going places. I've been so excited about travel proposals because it really opens my eyes to the location in a different way. Like some places I've explored, but building an itinerary for a potential client is like figuring out what they like. And then it's like, I didn't even know they had that. I'm going to do that next time I go. So it's been really cool to really expand my taste buds. And even to your point, you're talking about travel shaming, about different locations. I've been so excited with the proposal options that have come in. A couple of different people have put in things for Europe and Paris, and they want to country hop while they're there. And I'm just so grateful, so blessed to be on a platform like this with you, Tia, be in the business with you, being a business partner, learning the game of travel from a different lens. And, and I'm really just full and blessed with people who see it and they trust me to put it together for them. So thank you all for the support. Full of love. Round of applause for that.
Good job, Brand. I'm so proud of you. As she said, we are business partners together. We does this travel thing, and we're learning it in a whole different light. Being in business and travel, in the business of travel, is such an amazing thing, and we'll talk about that some more towards the end of the show. But Braylon, I'm so proud of you. So happy for you. 2025 is up for us. 2024 was great. So we just on the upward trajectory, and I can't wait to see what happens from here. Thank you so much, Elle. I've really enjoyed the conversation. I also had some people on TikTok who were saying that they enjoy. Brand, next week you got to jump on TikTok because they're like, where is this other person? I'm like, next week. She'll be on here next week. Don't worry.
Y'all, this is like coming out of hibernation. I was telling Tia, it's like being back in my recorded space and dusting off the desk. I haven't been up here since pre-Christmas, for real. So, I'll be back. We'll be back. 2 faces so you can see and not just a voice. Not
Yeah,
the what they call it in theater, the voice of
oh, the
God.
voice of God. Just in the
So
background. Yeah. So season 2 is kicking off great. Those are some great celebrations that we have. And if you have something that you want to celebrate, we love to share it. Share with us so that we can share on our platforms. We love to big y'all up as well. This is a community. The Takeoff is just growing. And like I said, we appreciate y'all interacting and doing all of the things. So before we wrap up the show, we're going to give an episode recap. So if you're just now joining, let's talk about some of the things that we kind of learned from our travel shaming show today. So the first tip that we gave out today was that travel is personal. There's no right or wrong way to explore the world. It's your own way. The next thing that we kind of went over was judging others' travel choices diminishes the joy and diversity of the travel experience. So just enjoy it. Don't diminish nobody else's light. Don't snuff out nobody else's light. Keep yours shining bright. All right. And then the last tip that we had was instead of shaming, focus on learning from and celebrating how others approach travel. All right. You can probably learn so much more if you're not being a negative Nancy and you're being a hooray Harry. I just made that up. So, Braylon, like, wait a minute.
honey, hooray, here it is.
Go,
No
Harry.
shame.
Go, Harry. So I'm gonna pass it to you, Brand. I'm gonna pass it to you, Brand. Tell the people what they
Harry's
need to know.
It's Harry.
Who is Harry? I'm gonna send you who Harry is as soon as we get off of here.
Okay, you guys.
Oh.
Listen, I just did a little bit in my celebration, but we are in this thing called the travel business, and we would love for you to join us and be a part of it. If you're ever interested in starting a new business, literally a key turn business, if you will, that comes with all the things you need and travel video support. If you're looking for coaching from me and Tia, we gonna tell you our country count, because not only are we in the travel business, we be traveling. Okay, so we love to coach you on this side of the border of travel. Visit travelagentworkshop.com, sponsor code never unpack for me, or take the world with Tia. Either or, we're all on the same team, so we'll be winning big together. Be sure to follow us on social media. You can follow me at Never Unpacks and follow Tia at Tia Takes the World. This is also my tag for YouTube. Is this your tag for YouTube too, Tia?
Yep, it's everything. Tia Takes the World. I actually condensed over the last week, so
Good
Tia
for
Takes the
you.
World.
Tia Taking the World. So we really appreciate you guys. Listen, we know you love us. We know you love us. You know we love you. So make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and share. We thank you for tuning in today, getting this good information that we got. We love to laugh. We love to be transparent. We realize even in this conversation, we be shaming folks too, just a little bit. But we trying to be better. Everybody's evolving. So yeah, keep up with us. We love for you. It's not keeping up with the Kardashians, but you can keep up with us in our travel. Okay. The Kardashians just came back on. So you get them on Thursday, get us on Friday, and everything will be grand in the world, right? So make sure you comment, DM us, drop questions about future episodes. Those of you on the replay gang, hashtag replay gang, let us know you were there, you saw, you came, you conquered, you got the information. Don't forget to press the like button. Engagement is everything these days. Y'all seen all of the changes that have happened with some of the social media platforms, and we love your presence there. We love being a big family. Shouts out to all of the people following T over there at TikTok. Make sure you tune in next week to see two faces and not a face and a voice of God in the background. And I'm gonna hand it over to Tia.
All right, y'all. Before we end the show, we like to give y'all an affirmation that you can take with you. You start the show with a little motivation, end with an affirmation. So today's affirmation is I live my life my way unapologetically. So y'all say that also.
Period.
I live my life my way unapologetically.
I live my life my way unapologetically. Period.
Period, Pooh. You can catch us every Friday live. We will be here again. This is season 2 of the Takeoff. You know what that is going to take for us. We know what we need. We need a little, because we got episodes of season 1, which will be dropping on Monday. You can catch it on all streaming platforms, podcasts, all the things. So if you missed any of the episodes last season, they will be dropping starting every Monday, this Monday coming. So make sure that you subscribe, follow, all the things that Brandon already said, so that you can keep up, not with the Kardashians, but with the travel team, Tia and Brandon. We are so excited to be back, and we can't wait to see y'all on next week. Y'all make sure y'all have a great weekend. Do something grand, do something fun. Be safe.
Be safe. Peace.
All right. Bye, y'all.